Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Jones Stratos. That's right, the board that kind of bridges freestyle, freeride, carving, and everything in between. This board features Jones's directional cam rocker, so you get more rocker in the nose, camber through the inserts, and then rocker out in the tail. This is going to help with ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as float and powder, and that camber section is going to give you snap and pop as well as drive. This board is available in 153, 156, 159, 161 wide, 162, and 164 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was cold temps, blue skies, gray skies, storm kind of rolling through. There was fresh snow on the run, perfect corduroy. I found pockets of deep chundery snow, pockets of light snow, kind of just depended where I went, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Surprisingly, this board wasn't as stiff as I thought it would be. I would put it at the lower end of the freeride spectrum, and you do have a directional flex, meaning softer nose, progressively stiffening back up to the tail. Even though the nose is softer, it's not like drastically softer, it's just a little bit softer. You really only notice that when you push into chunder and you try to butter with it. And there is a decent amount of torsional flex, which really lets you center flex the board and steer it underfoot. Now when it comes to stability, this board is smooth and stable. You do get a little chatter in the nose, and it never fully resonates back under the front foot. When you get into rutted out terrain, it just wants to crush everything in its path and stay on top of it. This board is damp yet lively to a point. It's not the liveliest thing, and it's also not the dampest thing that I've been on, but it gets the job done and you'll be pleasantly surprised with it. The cam rocker profile in this board has enough snap to keep you satiated, send in a side hit, a pillow popper, a cat track gap, or a roller. It's easy to engage, so you just load it up and you get that spring right out of the tail, right where the rocker zone meets it, and it gets you in the air. Is it the snappiest board I've been on? No. Is it a slouch? Oh hell no. This thing feels like you've popped on it 100 times before when you ride it. When you butter on this thing, you gotta use a little bit more muscle and should probably have more speed than you think. You have a bigger rocker section in the nose, which will really let you just lock into that press, but it's gonna fight you the whole time. You're gonna notice that spring from the camber section. Same thing with the tail, so just get your weight out over it, expect it to fight you, use a little bit more speed, and you're gonna be golden with it. If not, well, you're probably going to die. When it comes to carving with this board, this is where this deck fully shines. It's not nimble edge to edge, it's just consistent. You know what you're gonna get. It's a smooth transition from toe to heel, back and forth. And when you're on edge, you do feel locked in. You feel that you just have that added grip. What's nice is that it rolls in easily right outside the front foot, right where the camber zone meets the rocker. And then as you transition in, you can really drive it from the center back through and slingshot it out of a turn. So if you're just riding along and suddenly you just want to pump it a little harder and just drop into that carve more aggressively, go for it. At no point do you ever feel that this thing's going to wash out when it's on edge. It's locked in and it's solid, and it just crushes everything in its path. So who's this board for? The free ride guy that's gonna do it all and possibly even hit the park a little bit. So I'll just say it again, this board was a little softer than I thought it was actually going to be. Once I mounted it up and went out and rode it, it wasn't as stiff. It kind of reminded me of a cross between an older flagship and an older Ultra Mountain twin. It was very reactive, yet stable, but lively, and it just felt locked in and you could crush everything in there. Overall, it's a very solid ride, and I know who this is exactly for, and I don't think those people will have any problems with this board. Is it the board for me? I mean, if I was gonna go free ride, yeah, I think this could actually be a board for me. Comparable boards: the Karua Tranny Finder, the Nidecker Rave, the Solomon Ultimate Ride. This has been my review of the Jones Stratos. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And If you really like what we're doing over here and you really want to support us, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.